Hi, the name is KODA and welcome to ChurchPlay, basically done for bass guitarists. The idea is to be able to pick on the different styles of play, funk play, slap, fingered bass play, all the different styles, and be able to use them in our church music. So the idea is to be able to teach some licks and then teach some exercises, which will help incorporate some of these styles in our church play. So before we do any other thing, let's tune up. Starting from the first string is a G. And then we have a D. Like that. And then we have an A. Okay. And then we have an E. And if you're using a 5-string bass, you have an extra string, a B, the big guy. Something brief about the bass guitar. Obviously, we have our strings, 5 in this case, 4, it doesn't matter. And we have our frets. The frets are the little guys in there that divide the bass guitar into, let me say, different notes that we can play. And then there's this other very interesting thing they do on the bass guitars. They give us some dots. On mine, it's way up here, so you can see it from where you are. Now, they help you in identifying notes on the bass guitar very easily. So what you should know is some notes and then how they are related to these dots. For example, on the first string, the 12th fret is a G. So anytime you have a bass guitar, you're looking for G, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a G. Okay, and a C is 3rd string, 3rd fret. And lest I forget, we count the strings from the bottom, not from the top here. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, and 5. Okay, good. So 1st string, 12th fret is here. That's a G. And then 3rd string, 3rd fret. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's a C. So these dots are being placed there so that you can easily locate the notes on the board. Let me give you one trick here. Most of the times, if you look at bass guitar, it's able to just run here and then run back very quickly. The idea is this. The guitar is divided into 2 octaves, this particular one. So anytime you see a double dot, it means the 2nd octave is starting. Therefore, what I have here, this also represents a double dot though. So what I have here is the same as here. This is the same as this guy, because this comes after this, which is a nut, and this comes after the double dot, which is here. So this is the same as this guy. So let me give you an example. In the song Adom, I did something like, and I did same thing, because 2 dots, 2 dots. The other thing. So that is how you are able to just move around that quickly, because the dots help you in tracking your notes down. And if you don't know the dots, you probably might get lost somewhere. You need to find a note that you can relate from easily in order to get around. That's basically one of these things. Another thing I'll tell you is that if you want to run very fast scales on the bass guitar, you need to learn to use both fingers. This guy here and then this guy here. Okay, this guy and then this guy. You need to learn how to use them. So with your normal, I believe you know the major scale. Let's do a major scale in G. You have, I believe every bass guitarist knows that when the notes are G, A, B, C, D, like that, F sharp, sorry, and then a G. Get it? But the idea is everybody can do it with one finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But you need to learn how to do it with both. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This makes you twice faster than somebody that uses a single finger to do this thing. Just keep that in mind. The other trick is, if you play on this side of the strings, you're faster than if you play here. Here is kind of not too taut, okay? That's just a little on the soft side. So when you play here, you're kind of slow. But when you're here, you're that fast. You get anything. So these are basic tricks that help in slowing around. You may leave your fingernails, depending on what kind of sound you want to hear. Normally, when I'm doing the harmonics, I pull them with my fingernails like that. But some don't like the sound too much of a fingernail on a bass guitar string. It gives it that sound like that. So probably if they disturb, you can just keep them short and then they help you. But one great bass guitarist, Laborel, he keeps this very long so that he can do all kinds of funny stuff with his fingernail like that. But in any case, that's the decision, is up to you. Now let's talk about scales. Scales are just notes arranged in a particular order, okay? So the basic scale is a major scale. Let's move to C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That is just a major scale of C. You understand me? Like I said, please try and get it with both fingers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. It helps. Pentatonic scale is another scale that commonly used by guitarists. Everybody uses that scale. The reason being that it works over every chord. A pentatonic will work over a 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6, 7, 8. Pentatonic works over everything. So I'm sure you want to know what the notes are. It's do, re, mi, so, la, do. That is if you talk in tonic solfa, sorry. Or if you talk in notes, it will be the C, D, E, G, A, and obviously the C again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, positions. Let me talk about this thing briefly. This is the traditional position that most of us play in. Like you have it here, 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 and then there. But I think you need to learn other positions. So let's do a quick recap. Even on the C major scale, as simple as it is, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yet another position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you get that? 1, 2 is here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a little different. You need this one too. And then there's one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Most of us are not used to these positions. That's the thing. That's why we don't really use it. But you need to know all three and possibly more, so that no matter how you're locked up, you can always come out of it. That's about position. So back to our pentatonic scale. C, D, E, G, A, C. One position. C, D, E, G, A, C. Another position. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Very good. Use of the pentatonic. The pentatonic will come in handy if you are grooving and then you want something else to, some other notes to just play around with. Let me give you an example in C. Let's just groove. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. This is, which is re, do, la, so, mi, re, do, or D, C, A, G, C, A, G, E, G, E, D, C. Sounds like a rhyme, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and all that. So pentatonic scales, you can use them in these contexts. There are other scales like the Arabian scale, the modes, the Dorian mode, Lydian mode. Find out about all these things and then get exercises for them that would help you to be able to rehearse very well. Another exercise I want to leave with you is something that helps you with finger movement. If you are right-handed like I am, then your left is normally very slow. So you need to work up exercises to make it that fast. Good one there. So let's start from our friend here, 12th fret, 1st string, G. Okay, what we're going to do is this. We're going to go down by 4 semitones, okay? Then we'll shift 1 down, go down by 4 semitones again. I'll do it this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So this exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get to the end of the guitar. Doing it with 1 finger again, I would say is not difficult. Doing it with 2. Sorry. That's a difficult thing. Another way of doing it is to play it and then move up on the guitar before you move this way. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, till you can do it. So you can do this fast. It doesn't come in a single day. So just take it. You can say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Just take it 1 step at a time. You can do it that fast one day till you can run all those scales. So most of the solos you hear, some of them are just chromatic scales, but they are that fast. That's how come they sound so jazzy in your ears. That's another exercise I want to leave with you. Another one that I picked up is the arpeggio. An arpeggio is just breaking up a chord into its constituent notes. So with a C major, we have C, E, and then G. Okay, so an arpeggio, 2 octaves of it. There's 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. Okay. Arpeggio is very good, and you move them along as you play to be able to get the arpeggios in all keys. You never know the day you have to do a classical piece on bass where you need to know, okay, know all these things. So as you do, then you change the key, C sharp, then you keep moving on with the arpeggios like that. One more exercise I want to leave with you, an exercise involving major thirds and then minor thirds. Do a little course here and find out where they are. But in C, the major thirds, we have C and E, minor thirds, D and F, minor third again, E and G, major third, F and A, another major third, G, and then B, and then C. So it's like this. 1, 3, da, 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 dee, da, dee, da, dee, It looks very simple, primitive for that matter, but it's a good exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. The reverse is 1, 2, 3, okay, and then try and do 2 fingers. I don't want to sound like I'm talking too much, but you always need this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's one good exercise. Another one is an ascent of 3s, where you go 1, 2, 3, then you go back to the 2. Then so that's a good exercise. You need to work on this one too. Then very good one. An accent of 4s. Okay. All right. So work on these exercises too. They'll be very helpful to you. chords on bass. I've heard somebody say that, can you teach me bass chords? Well, I have an announcement for you. The chords are the same for guitar and then for bass. There's the same thing. The bass guitar actually has the upper set of the strings of the guitar. So the chords are the same. So in C major chord, I believe you can see that. C major chord, you can see that. C major. C suspended fourth, okay? Suspended fourth. Back to C major. This is C dominant seventh, where we have the C, the seventh, and the third. Dominant seventh and the third. C major seventh. C, I believe minor seventh. C minor. So find a chord book and then learn all these chords. I used it in an exercise on the salsa where I did a 2, a 5, a 1 to a 4 to a 7 to a 3 to another version of a 6, and then a 2 to a 5. So that's how come I was able to do it. It's just 2 5s, a 2 to a 5. This guy is related as a 2 5 to this guy and then to this guy. Let me take my time and then play those things for you. Got that, and then a 5. I know my fingers are big, yes, I know. And then a 1 major 7th, F major 7th, B minor 7th, E dominant 7th, A major, one more time, D minor 7th, G7, C major 7th, F major 7th, B minor 7th, E dominant 7th. Okay, good.
Satisfies your mouth with good things. Zion, help me sing of the faithfulness of Jehovah. Say, for the Lord is good, yeah, and his mercy endureth forever. The mercies of our God endures forever and ever. For the Lord is good, and his mercy endureth forever.
Fingered bass. Let's do a little talking about fingered bass. The idea about fingered bass, well, to me, is to be able to get, depending on the song, if it's a ballad, I want a very smooth sound, okay? So if we had to do a song like, let's do a song like, Yankopon, Shredyampon, Yoyamhini. I want to sound very smooth. Okay. I wouldn't do too much of the staccato kind of play, very smooth. Even if I have to move from a 1 to a 3, sometimes I prefer just sliding from the 2 to the 3, then 4. Okay. Just getting a very smooth sound with it. That is a little different too from when you want to sound percussive. That one, what I do is to be able to get dead notes. Dead notes as in, not a harmonic. Let me move out of G. So let's go to G, A flat, G sharp for that matter. When you play the note and you don't squeeze it down too well, you get a dead note. And it helps you with syncopation. Like the song that we did, Adam, Adam, I do. I do. Yeah, I mean, I do. You hear some dead. So I'm playing as if I'm a percussive instrument, okay? That's how to achieve those things. Dead. One real note, one dead note. One real note, one dead note. One real note, one dead note. Okay? Very good. On the reggae song I did, For the Lord is Good, what I did was I wanted to achieve the typical reggae bass tone where it sounds all wobbly, you know, like that. So what I do is that I dampen the strings with the fleshy part of my palm like this. Okay? And then I hold the note like this. That's a very interesting sound. Here is normal. Just hold the notes down. But here, fleshy part goes down. Okay, fleshy part goes down like this. And then with a thumb. Chat, 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 chat. And then sometimes an intentional delay. Okay, so the song goes like, praise God from whom all blessings flow. Just intentional delays. It just adds to the swing of the reggae, and then you have a good tone from there. To praise. praise. Fingered bass again, using praise. But I want to talk about one technique. There's the first style I believe we did was the walking bass. Comes from swing, jazz. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. This traditional bass line that everybody's used to. Now the next style we used was the hammer before you do the note. This is how you do that one. You play an open string and then hammer it down. So I do. Are you getting it? You hammer before you hear the note. So it gives you the sound of two notes, do, but one is a hammer and then one is a play. That's one style for you there. Another style, I think I use it in one of the sessions of the praise, is where you do, what is it? So so that's how you do those ones. Good. The other style that we used, I believe the open play, what the bass guitarist does is to move on ahead of the chord. So the song was, you are the most high, you are the most high, you are the most high, you are the most high. He's moving slightly ahead of the chord. So before we even get to the 3, he's there. So he's always moving on ahead of the chord. That is one other style of doing the bass. One other funny style I heard a friend of mine do was where he does. What he does is a dead note, the same thing I talked about on the soul of it, the 5 of it. When it comes to praise, let me recommend one of my friends. He's called Samuel Otu. He plays for Soul Winners. So pick up any of the material from Apostolic Praise. You get a lot of these praise styles in there. Let me leave you with the last one. I come from the western region of Ghana, and so the bass guitarists have a funny way of playing their lines where they go after the song itself. So, you are the most high, you are the most high. Well, they are not really following the song. 3, 4. 3, 4. And the one typical bass line we do when we are doing the 1, 6, 2, 5 is we do. But traditionally, most bass guitarists will do a 1, 6. And then there's an interesting thing you could do. Please study about tritone substitution. So you know that a tritone substitution for the 6 is a 2 sharp. So instead of doing a 1, 6, 2, 5, I can do a 1, 2 sharp, 2, 5, 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 1. Several concepts you could use for these things. Slap bass. Thumbing with the thumb here. On the board, not here. Okay, on the board. My guitar has this plastic end here where you can just jam down this way. And then the plucking is done either with the index or the second finger. So are you getting that? Or sometimes with this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So a simple exercise I want to give you with this 1, 2. Let's do a simple 1 to a 5 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. With a double pluck. 1. And then you rehearse it slowly till you can do like that. Okay, so the use of slap bass. We do several songs in church that you can employ slap bass on. Let me use this song as an example. You know the song? I'm trading my sorrow. I'm trading my I'm laying okay. Instead of doing the when you do the slap, you add a little more rhythm to what you're doing. Okay, so one of the basic tricks is to learn how to do an open hammer pluck. I believe I'm out of tune. Yeah, that's better. So in the example I do a E, free E, and I do and this one suggests you pull any note. No, you pad it. Yeah. There you go. Basic exercises that you can do with this thing. I did one where I did, what did I do? Yeah. What I did here was open. Again. Open, hammer, pluck. Open, hammer, pluck. Open, hammer, pluck. Yeah. Okay. And one other thing I used to was harmonics. I want you to get more material that teaches about harmonics, but these are notes that you can achieve when you squeeze down on the strings, not too hard, just incomplete. So there's a G here, there's a D, and A. bass extremes. I believe by now you've heard of tap bass and all these things where people are playing bass with both sets of hands. You know, I don't do much of it, but one simple one is where you can have, okay, where you're using both hands. Okay, people can do crazy stuff with this, but it's up to you to just develop these styles and see how you can use them in a church play. I believe Laborel did a song, I see a lot of chords. It's something I learned when I was very young. You need to incorporate, Laborel learned these chords and has been able to incorporate them into worship, okay? So even if you learn tap bass, there must be a way that you can incorporate it into our worship songs to make it more meaningful. In conclusion, let me say that anointing is necessary, but skill is also very necessary. If you read scripture, when they were looking for somebody to play to take the evil spirit out of Saul, I believe the first thing they said was look for a skillful player. That's the first criteria that they looked on to select David. Other qualities of his came into play when he got into the palace. But the first thing that they said is a skillful person. So I believe Psalm 33 verse 3 to says the same thing, that play skillfully to the Lord. So please do all the praying, do all the reading, get the anointing, but please do rehearse so that we can play skillfully to the glory of God. I'll see you the next time we have more to share on bass guitar. Thank you.